Hello. Whoa, you hear that? I finally got a microphone. 22 episodes in. That's all it took. A year and a half and one microphone. Here we are. Hello. Welcome back to another edition of Road Talk with Kate. Today is January 6th, 2025. Also, coincidentally, my 24th birthday. Funny how that works out, huh? With my birthday coming shortly after the new year, the day has always been the inflection point between self reflection of the previous year and the baby steps that carry me into my next year of life. For me, this is a big one. As I stated in my end of year recap, I am at one of the happiest points I have ever been in my life. Last year was a great year of growth for me. 2024 may have been a great year, but is only a stepping stone. The age of 23 is what I will look back on as my first full year of adult life. The year where I acquired hobbies, as well as settled into my life plan. I always talk about the 11-year plan. Now the 10-year plan. 2 more years on the East Coast, 3 on the West Coast, and then finished off with 5 in Germany as I gallivant across the continent of Europe. Those plans are all far off, but we are officially over a year in now. I feel as though my feet are firmly planted on the ground and ready to take more steps up the side of the mountain that we all call life. So where do we go from here? Let's start with my New Year's resolutions and goals for the year of 2025. This year I decided to separate resolutions from goals. Making a resolution is stating that I want to make a change in my life. There is no timeline, no end date, just a pivot point in life where you either start or stop doing something, whereas a goal is stating something that I am planning to achieve in the upcoming year. So I thought it best to separate them to more accurately define what I want to accomplish this year. So let's get into it. Resolutions. Number 1. Attend the gym 5 days a week. I am planning to up that from 4, which I did on average last year. So last year, I would go to the gym for usually 20 to 30 minutes a day. And all I would do is stretch my broken arm to keep it from tightening back up. But this year, I want to add in light weight training to help strengthen my body and improve my mobility. Number 2. Less than 4.5 hours of screen time per day. I want to lower that from 5 my previous year. I would say I completed this on about a 90% clip. Days where I would tend to be over 5 hours per day are either long travel days in the airport or days where I was hungover. I noticed a consistent trend, especially over the past 6 months. I mean, the football season is usually a time where I drink more, travel more, do more. But a lot of those days, I would tend to find myself just laying on the couch when I was hungover. Not accomplishing anything, not doing anything to better myself, but just kind of staring into my phone and wasting time. So this year I plan to add more restrictions to my phone to limit that viewing time, to force myself to get up and go do things. Number 3. No phone in the bedroom. This is the bad habit I most need to break. No more Twitter before bed. Read a book or something. Just do anything to help me sleep besides stare at my phone right before I'm going to close my eyes and try and fall asleep. Number 4. No nicotine. I have been a casual user of nicotine for multiple years now, but it's time to cut it out for good. When I think about it, there's just no benefit to it, whether I'm paying for it or not, even if I'm just doing it casually, and hitting someone else's or taking someone else's. It makes you feel good for 10 seconds, and the rest of the day, I feel more sick than anything. Outside of, I'm going to have one exception on this rule. If I'm at a friend's wedding, or a special celebration throughout the year, I will allow myself to have a cigar if other people are also having a cigar to celebrate. On to my goals in 2025. Goal number 1. Read more books than I did last year. 5. As I am almost finished reading the last Game of Thrones book, and this should be very easy to accomplish, just simply based on the fact that I read 3 of those books last year, and that took me about 9 to 10 months to complete 3 books, I should be able to blow this goal out of the water even by the end of July. So I think this one will be fairly easy to accomplish just based on the length. But also, I'm looking to pivot from fiction, moving into books that'll lead to more impact on my day-to-day life, such as self-help, motivation, religion, or history. Goal number 2, hike 300 miles. Last year I hiked just over 187 miles, and I started keeping track of that in late February. This should be the easiest goal by far for me to accomplish. If all I do is hike a mile a day, I will beat that by 65 miles. So there should be really no reason at all where I do not accomplish this goal. Number 3, continue learning the German language. I have been doing Duolingo lessons for about 2 full years now. I have a streak of 683 days out of a full 730. That is about a 93.5% clip that I'm looking to improve upon. Usually days where I missed is either when I'm traveling or I'm up early doing something, and when I don't do it right in the morning, I kind of tend to forget about it, which is really no excuse. Because I have my phone on me all day long every day, and I can do this and get it done in 5 minutes. So planning to improve on that, and I think I should be able to do it every single day. I should not have any excuse on why I don't get it done. Also, I want to increase the amount of time I spend a day. Usually I just do one lesson, which takes about 5 to 10 minutes to complete every morning. But I want to up that, and I want to do it. So on Duolingo, you have 5 lives per day usually. And that means you can get five like questions wrong on the test, I guess. If there's whatever, it's not that important. But basically, I want to do it until I run out of lives and see if I can complete more lessons per day than just doing one every morning. My travel goal for the year. I want to visit 5 new states and at least 1 new country this year. I hopefully plan to move somewhere to the northeast at some point throughout this calendar year. And not having been at any point north of Philadelphia should allow me to accomplish all these goals extremely easy. And then just using that one country as Canada, that should be able to check everything off my list and then some. So this one should be fairly easy to accomplish as long as I get a promotion or I find a job that allows me to move up there. The last one, and the hardest thing I'm going to do this calendar year, my last goal is to do 90 days stone cold sober. To start at the new year, I want to test my willpower. I want to see if I can do a full 3 months sober. I already know I will fail because my old man is coming in February, but we will see what happens. Maybe I'll stay strong and I'll just show him some of my favorite spots and I won't drink. We'll figure that out when the time comes. In that first 90 days of the year, I want to study some things about myself. The first one being my sleep habits, the second one being my energy, the third one being my strength, and the last one being my focus. While I'm not drinking and on a strict daily schedule, I want to see how these things fluctuate compared to how I felt this last calendar year. This is my full list of ambitions that I am looking to achieve in 2024. To you, it may sound like a long list. Last year, I started my year with 3 resolutions. The list grew throughout the entire year, and I'm sure it will through 2025 again. My goals have to grow to continue to challenge who I am as a person. I want to attack 2025 and start out on the right foot, because that was what set me up to rights last year, at this same exact time. With all that in the plans, how do I stay grounded? I plan to tighten my daily schedule as well, building on the routine that I have normally set for myself last year. Since the storm, my daily routine has been all out of whack. Now that I'm back to a normal day-to-day, with no adventures planned for the first 3 months of the year, I should be able to settle in on a routine that allows me to strive for my goals. The daily routine will go as such. Monday through Friday, a 6 a.m. wake up, 7 to 3:30 work, 3:30 to 4:30 gym, 4:30 to 5:30 hike, 5:30 to 6 dinner, 6 to 6:30 read, and 6:30 to 7:30, which is so far in the calendar year actually been more 6:30 to 8 o'clock. I want to do private work, whether that is working on the podcast, writing, or anything of the nature to benefit my daily life. And then lastly, 7:30 to 9 o'clock, I'm going to give myself some free time to relax and just do whatever I want to do. Then at 9 o'clock every night, I'm going to put my phone down and I'm going to go to bed. Saturday and Sunday, 6 a.m. wake up. Yeah, I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. every single day of the week. Yeah, I'm a psychopath, I get it. But on the weekends, there's going to be no schedule after that. But I must hike, read, and spend minimum 1 hour per day bettering myself. And on Sundays, per usual, church, laundry, and meal prep. That's been the same since I moved to Asheville. So that won't change at all. That's just normal. That's normal day-to-day business on Sundays. The things that have to be done to set up my week right. By creating a more strict daily schedule, I should be able to better allocate my time. I would say I did a good job of it for the first 9 months last year, but to achieve all my dreams in life, I need to batten down the hatches and continue to improve upon the base that I have set for myself. These are my goals and aspirations for my personal life in my 24th year of life that God has given me. When it comes to my podcast/YouTube show or whatever this little thing is that I'm doing, I have a couple goals I want to expand on as well about this show. As of now, I consider this little thing I do one of my hobbies. I really do enjoy doing it, especially the writing portion of the work. I'm learning on the fly, and I know it sucks right now. I don't really care that it sucks, but I do care that it gets better, that I get better as I do it longer. Whether it comes to talking with a purpose or editing video footage, I care that the more time I put into this thing, that the better it gets and the better that I get at it. And so one day that I can look back upon the footage and be able to see not only the story of my life, but also my skills and storytelling ability transform and grow over time. So what are the goals for the show in 2025? The first goal is 2 episodes per month, which I'm going to cap at 20 episodes on the calendar year. It takes me about 20 hours to make a 10-minute YouTube video, so that would require for me about 10 hours per week to release a show every other Friday. With those extra episodes, I would like to expand into some of my other interests to share with you deeper insights about my daily life. For instance, in my next episode, I plan to share with you one of my local hiking spots. I know so much about the land, one from my conversations with people on my hikes, as well as just spending time out there. You pick up on things, you see things. There's so many unique little things about that hill that's right down the road from me that every time I get out there, it just puts a smile on my face. And I want to share that with you guys. I really just think it'd be an interesting little episode on one of the things I do almost every single day. But there's also a lot of other things I want to talk about on here. Thoughts I have, ideas, hobbies, buildings, history, and basically anything that sparks my interest. I want to evolve this from a travel show into a real story of how my life meanders, whether it is still traveling, obviously, but day-to-day operations like what this one is, goals, ambitions, or even just interests and oddities, whatever it ends up being. But I just want to make it more well-rounded rather than just traveling. Thank you for listening as you took the first steps of 2025 with me as we move forward in this life together. I share it with you for encouragement. I share it with you to know who's really listening. But the real reason I share it with you is for myself. To hold myself accountable, as well as tell the story of my life, so that one day, when I'm old and wrinkly, and on my deathbed, I can listen to it and hear back, or watch back, depending how I'm feeling that day, my entire life, to leave a story of what I did, where I went, who I was, and just make a story of a life. So thank you for listening. I love you. Bye.